Hey everybody, welcome back. Captain of Industry, hope you're having a sweet day. I just wanted to show you, we've got very few notifications now that actually matter. There's a cargo ship that's low on fuel, and that'll work itself out as these things go, and this thing will take care of itself. But other than that, we've got like the 2 retaining walls that might collapse, which is kind of like whatever. I don't really care about these 2 that much, I don't think, so okay. I've also... like, there's not going to be a whole lot of mining. I guess if I mined here, it might collapse more here, so we'll just have them stop at this point. But the mine is it's getting deep, man. There's not a whole lot of resource left. We're starting to get to the bottom of where this can be. Now, I want to also make sure that this wall gets put in. Yep, because I need it to stop. I need to make sure that this wall... this terrain doesn't fall from this, right? Because if this collapses, then this one will totally collapse, and then that means this one will collapse, which means all of this can go down and potentially this collapses, and then obviously you can see it encroaches on our power system. So I want to make sure that also that this is built. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is water. We have a little bit of a water shortage though. So we have mining areas outside, pump, and seawater may collapse. That's fine. We have a water shortage right now. And the reason why I have 4 of these, as someone has pointed out, I don't need 4 of these, I know, but it provides me that extra buffer, okay? It's important to have a little bit of an extra buffer. So when I see this dropping to where these tanks are totally empty, I get a little bit of extra time to react. I also have the same thing with the waste, although I have deleted 1, but there was a point where we had a lot backed up, and then I implemented these. And once I added these, I just didn't remove these, and that's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's 4 workers. We've got plenty of them. But here's the thing: this shouldn't happen. All right, water backing up shouldn't happen. And now that we have thermal desalination, now we can do things a lot more efficiently with steam. And this is a really cool formula that I think is going to play a huge role in our future later on. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see. So there's a couple of advantages and disadvantages to these things, okay? Cooling towers, they can take depleted steam, 24 units, and they give you 12 water. They do not require maintenance or power, and they only need 2 people working there. So, I mean, that's a pretty good thing, right? That's not bad. And for the cost of, essentially ongoing cost of 2 workers is nothing. And you're getting water back. But this is 24 to 12. This is half. We're only getting half as much water back. I think we can more than double this. And we can do that with thermal desalinators and having vacuum desalination being done. That's what it is, vacuum desalination. So the new formula that we just got allows us to add 6 seawater, right? So there's extra costs involved in that. But we can now take 12 steam and make 15 water out of it, more than doubling the amount of water we can get into the system with this depleted steam. Now, the cost of this, of course, is 4 times the workers for the steam processed. So 24 units of steam being processed here, and you can see that we're going to produce 12 here. There's 4 workers involved in this on the right side, but we're only producing half as much. So to actually process the same 24 units of steam, we'll have to have quadruple the workers. Not a huge deal. We have the workers to deal with that. The other downside is that the thermal desalinators do require maintenance, and they take 40 kilowatts of power. We have the power overhead. We just need to make sure that the water is always there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take away a couple of these, and I'm going to add some thermal desalinators on here so we can add even more water into the system. And we can do that by popping water into that plug right there. So there's a couple of things I want to do here to make this work. First, I need to figure out where the thermal desalinators are going to go. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be right about here, although that does mean that my pipe has to go across this bridge. I could also place it here, which is actually more convenient for the bridge since there's an underside right on this side. And it looks like there's actually a port right there. I didn't see that before. Am I able to actually use that, though? I feel like, yeah, because of the coal, I don't think I'm actually able to use that. But I can always take the pipe from here and then go over top of this and plug into there. That's doable. I think we can get away with that. So why don't we do it over on this side, just because it's a little bit more convenient with bridges and pipes and all that stuff. So we'll take these thermal desalinators, and I'm gonna need to process. We're gonna replace 2 of these, okay? So there's 24 units of steam, right? each of these are going to process 12 units of steam. So to replace these 2, we need 4 of these. All right, but with the 4 of these, we're going to get 60 water, to where these 2 are only giving us 24 water. All right, so we're going to take, and I think probably, maybe I'll put them this way. Gosh, I really want them on this side, though. I think I'll just lift the pipes and go over top. This becomes a lot easier. So I had something planned for this area, but I'm starting to think that this is just our water area, right? And I should just do it here. Maybe I could do it over on this side. Have another bridge there. Because I don't want to block trucks either. So perhaps we do it over on this side. Yes, I think I'm going to do it right here instead. So what we want to do is we're going to send... I think we'll do it like this. One... Tell you what, let's actually do this a little bit smarter. We'll take the formula that we have from here, okay, and we'll copy all of this. Copy these, right? And we just paste these over here. Now I can have a workflow that just works for everybody, and it can actually work right here in this space. Obviously, we have more units than we planned on before, but that's okay. We have lifted pipes and everything anyway, so this will work. I don't really want it over there. We're going to do it over here. And I think probably at this point right here is where we do this. So let's say... Does it work if I place it here, I wonder? Does it work? We have to figure out where all these pipes are going, but we end up with this formula, right? And so there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 will replace 4 of these. Actually replaces 5 of these. So I could actually add another row if I wanted to as well. This is going to get very expensive, but it's also going to give us a lot more water, right? That's the goal, is to get a lot more water added in to the system here. So I think we can make this work. I will only need to... Basically, I need to start adding more steam here, right? Because we're having 96 units of depleted steam from this. And once we upgrade this one, it will also do 96, which leads us to 288 units of depleted steam. That's what we're processing with these. So I think this is an okay spot. The trucks can still move through here. And we don't need any excavators to come through here either. So I think this will actually work. So let me figure out how the piping system is going to work for this as they start to build it. I think for now I'll pause like half of this because I don't need it right now. And we'll use that same template we did before. What we're going to need to add here, though, is a seawater pump. So you can see that the formula does require 6 seawater. And this is a single pump is going to give us 120. That's a lot. We can work with that very easily. So we're going to take a seawater pump. And I need to place it where it doesn't get in the way of this port. And I'm thinking probably right about here is the magic space where it doesn't interfere with that pump. Right here. Not pump. It doesn't interfere with the port. Yeah, right there. So this is going to be where our seawater comes in. And I could maybe just get like a simple little storage right here just to give us a buffer. I don't really think it's necessary, but I'll do it anyway because otherwise... Yeah, I'll regret it later for some reason or another. So we'll place this there. That's going to be our buffer. So what we need for this, we're actually going to need 2 things. This is the seawater pump, but we're also going to need a dump because I don't really want to send brine into the rest of the system. I could. It's, the brine pipe is in here somewhere, so I could just connect it, but I think I'm just going to dump this brine. It's easier to do that. We already have more than enough brine in that area anyway. So we're going to need another liquid dump. And that also needs to be out of the way of this port. So I'm hoping that it will allow me to do it. Goodness, I really don't think this is going to work because this is too close. Perhaps I should put you here instead because you're deeper in. I don't think it'll make... Yeah, it's not going to allow it to work. It's going to have to be there. Yeah. I don't think that's going to let me have that because it's still going to get in the way of the port. Maybe I could put it on this side. Hey, that would work. I'm all right with that as long as it doesn't interfere. Doesn't look like it's going to interfere. Nope, that's good to go. Okay, so we'll put the dump on this side then. And then what we're going to do is we'll send the brine this direction and go there. And then the seawater will come across this way and into here. Okay, so here's how we'll play this. Let's say, and I have to really see where these things are because obviously they're all blueprints at the moment. So that part kind of ruins things a little bit. Like it's harder to tell when everything's blue. But I think I'll let them build this here. And actually we can see what they are just by looking at this. So what's happening here is the brine is going to come up from here. Yes, this is the brine pipe right here. So the bottom pipe is the brine pipe. You can see it right there. Bottom pipe is the brine pipe, and the water pipe is the top pipe. So if I come back over to the template, we can see that on this side, it's over here. So the bottom pipe is the brine, and the top pipe is the water, and it's going this direction, and it's going that direction. So two separate directions too. I don't particularly like that. So I think we'll adjust to that too. So let's just get rid of the pipes here. I think that's going to make it easier if we just remove the templated pipes. And we'll redirect the supply the way we want it on this side here. I think this is going to work just fine though, because we can get that steam routed from over here and just bring it over here, right? So I think it's going to go under the bridge. It'll go under the bridge and then like that. So yeah, we'll play that off. That's good. Now I think this is a pipe for steam, and so the other one was for seawater. But I can also redo this pipe too, I think. So let's get rid of that one, and then we'll have that tap in and that tap in, and then all the supply just makes its way over right through there. Okay, so once these are built, I'll be able to kind of see, which one is which, and perhaps it's probably best to just do this really quick, just so I can tell on the rig which one is which, and then these will all match on the other side. So as long as I can see what these ones are, then I know what the other ones are too. So how about we build these two so I can see what's going on with it. There we go. And so now I can see that steam comes on this side and seawater's on that side. Okay, so that means that this is our seawater pipe and that this is our steam pipe. Okay, do you see why I wanted to build a couple? And it's hard to tell with the blue, right? But now that I can see the overlays. So this is steam. The bottom is steam. So we'll say that you... like that, and then so the seawater comes in on this side. So seawater pipe, we're gonna bring you I think I'll just bring you over top of the coal supply, or maybe from over this side. Yeah, I think we'll have you go over on this side, and we'll have you follow alongside here. Do I need to be lifted up? I mean, I could just go directly over top of the coal. I don't need to be... And I want to be level 2 so I don't get in the way of the trucks, right? So we'll go level 2 over top of the coal here. Like this, and then we'll just wrap around the coal tank. Yep. Like that. And like that. Okay. So seawater's routed. Good. We can go ahead and maybe just build that real quick so that we can start pumping it in there. And again, we're going to be replacing 2 of these. We're going to start weaning us off of these and moving it, like basically clearing this up a little bit more by replacing it with these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these are built now. And we can go ahead and put these back in. With these 2 pipes routed correctly, these ones will automatically be good because the template works still from the other side. And there we go. Connect you like that, and that should be all I have to do. So now I have everything routed correctly. So with the steam, we're going to take off of... I want it to come off of this side right here. we bring it off of this area and we can go underneath from here. I think it might look better though if it's really tight. So maybe we'll come off of this one instead. I think it'll look a little bit better. And it does look to me as though, I mean, it's a big red pipe coming in, but we're not replacing all of them, at least not yet. If we do, then we'll upgrade the pipe, but we're not doing that just yet. So you will go straight over here, and then we have to connect there, and that's, again, getting in the way of the trucks. So I think I'll lift you up to 2 from this point, right? We want to line up those posts, though. We need these to be... Well, I mean, I want that there, but I don't want this here. Is there any way to make that happen? Yeah, like that. Yep, and then we'll just delete this really quick because I actually don't need it. And then you, again, being raised up, I'll have to dip down here. So the trucks will now come over the bridge. They'll have to go around through here, but at least they're not blocked. Okay, so this way, and this pipe is now being built. Good. And so all that's left is this pipe. And so this is going to start sending steam this direction, and we can start processing it. Now, there's brine, right? Like I said before, there's brine from the system. So the brine needs to be routed as well. So the brine pipes, we can see them on this side. I think what we'll do is we'll say height 1 can be the brine. Yeah, I think height one will be brine. So we'll say here. And what we're going to do is we'll have it go above this. It's going to follow alongside this setup all the way over here. And we're going to make it... Yep, follow there. We're going to make this as tight as we can anyway. I think probably, just so I have room for expansion later, probably a good idea to... Man, I really want it to go... I want it to line up with the connector. Like, can you go over top of the connector? I guess I have to do it this way to make that happen. There. And we're going to keep it at height 1 until it gets to about here. Then we'll drop it down and we'll stick it in there. So this is our brine, getting rid of the brine, right? And then we'll just delete this. Okay. Now, eventually this pipe gets upgraded because all this stuff is kicking out way too much brine. But you can see, actually, it doesn't need that because this is a lot less brine than the other formula. So this over there next to the water, this arrangement is kicking out 24 brine a piece, but now they're only kicking out 3. I really don't even need this to be a high level 2 pipe, do I? I can get away with a level 1 here. Yeah, let's just do that instead. All right, let me route the pipes. I don't know. Pipe routing is like the most entertaining thing for you guys. That's why I say it. But let me route the pipes and get them to where they're exactly the way they're going to be, and I'll be right back. All right, the pipes are routed. So we just basically have the brine going up over top, just like the other one did, and getting all the way over there. The water pipe is then going to be underneath it, stacked, right, underneath it, and then it ends up connecting here with the rainwater. From that point, this rainwater pipe has now been upgraded so that it can handle more water throughput, and it comes into, it all comes into here anyway, right? And so we end up having our steam being processed and pushed into these tanks, which is the same process for the rest of the water. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade this so that it can handle more throughput on this side. And then we're going to tell this side to be a priority in. So it will take water from this side before it begins to take it from this side. This is okay. It's going to push water through here as well. We're going to need at least one of these to be upgraded. So we'll go ahead and upgrade that as well. And then as the water exits and goes towards the rest of the colony, we want more throughput on that too. So this is also going to now be upgraded. And this upgrade will take this upgraded pipe all the way over from this side to here. Now we have increased throughput capacity on this pipe, which is feeding both these boilers, which is already taking more than half the supply from this pipe as it is, and then the rest of it goes that way. So now these boilers won't be robbing more than half the supply heading this direction. So we end up with basically just a more stable water system as a result from that. Okay, the last thing to do then is to start directing steam. So right now, of course, the priority out is here, and we need that to kind of change. So what we want to do is we're going to eliminate these two on the end right here. These ones are gone. And in fact, since I have 5 running, I can actually go ahead and delete these as well. So that'll take care of this. So wait, did I say that correctly? I don't think I did that correctly. Yeah, because you're doing 24 units of steam and you're only doing 12, so it's 2 to 1. Yeah, I've got 4 over here, and I'm eliminating 4, so I need to have 8 online. Yeah, so I didn't do that correctly. That's okay. I can unpause these and maybe that one. And then everything can work itself out from there. So you'll notice the water supply over here is going to drain quite quickly, just because it's now the priority on this balancer. So as we feed more water from these, that'll, again, like I said, it'll hopefully work itself out. So we're going to disable these other, we're going to disable these. It doesn't matter because we're going to be giving it depleted steam anyway. But just for the sake of cleanliness here, we're going to go ahead and just make sure that that settings applies to all of these. There we go. So it's only going to accept one formula. Next, what I want to do is I want to remove the priority outs and allow the steam to be evenly fed through all of these. With the exception of this, I don't want this. So actually what I should do is maybe prioritize like this. Yeah, and then I guess we'll basically just do it like this so that it's sending steam this way. The important thing is that it's sending steam this way. Then these things can now run, and we'll get 15 water for this process instead of, well, half basically. So we'll be able to get, instead of getting half as much water as steam, we're now getting more than a 1-to-1 ratio. So more water entering into the system. It all goes this way and then goes that way. And that's why this is now upgraded. So the water will head this way, a fully saturated water pipe now on this side. And let's just kind of get rid of this, this, and this. So we don't need these anymore. That goes away too. There we go. And I have these 3 up and running now too. They should be also distributing water. So on this side, I did something a little bit different on this side. So what I did is these ones here are going to feed, these 3 here are going to go into the regular pipe. And from there, they entered into the tanks. However, when these 2 run, they go to the balancer directly. So I didn't want to just send it around. I decided, you know what, let's just tap it in. And their priority ends. So we will always take from these 2 before we take from anything in the tank. And that's just like a way to clean it up, I guess. So I didn't have to have that running and have everything connected there to this pipe, to this tank. So we'll see how this goes. It's probably going to fix things. I still should not see this happening here. We still should not see this. I can speak, I swear. It's going to be a day, man. I could turn these 2 on right now and eliminate another one of these, but I'm going to let this just stew for a bit because I've kind of switched the system now, and I want to make sure that we're good to go. The cool thing to see, though, is that this is now full, which means we're getting a good throughput now to this pipe. Very important. We didn't have that before. We had only had about half as good here because this stuff was being split. That also meant that these weren't going constantly either. But now that that's happening, I want to say that we're going to see a better storage for water here. It doesn't look like it, though, is it? Yeah. Now, I could upgrade this, but again, I want to make sure that the water is actually stable. We're pulling a lot more off of this now. And to have this be priority, I don't know if that's actually necessary. Let me just take the priority away so this could help. Because actually right now, we're exclusively pulling from this supply, and I probably shouldn't be doing that. At least not until I'm overwhelmingly, producing enough. So we're going to see this still dropping a little bit because this is upgraded. But at least this is now pushing it in. And yeah, so let's just let this run for a little while just to make sure it's stable. We're more than good on people and power. I really, know, I think it's probably okay to turn these on. Because, yeah, power and people are good. I'm gonna go ahead and build them anyway. It's fine. And then what we'll do then is we'll say that this one is not the priority. And that way, this one might shut off because we're technically replacing another one right now. So this one may not run as often, but it will kind of serve as our overflow at the moment. This one will. If we can get the steam to predominantly head that direction, that'd be great. This is all full, 58 steam, and all of you should be running constantly. So you're not getting seawater. Is it because... What's the reason for that? You're not getting seawater. All right. Is there a problem with the inputs here or what? Because the template should be the same. Seawater goes... Oh, you know what? It might be... Oh, I get it. Yeah, this is... Okay, this is why we're not getting enough water. The direction on these all has to be changed. All right. So currently, I think... I don't know how you guys are running. Are we getting truck imports or what? Like, how are you even running without the seawater coming in? This is our seawater. If this thing has been reversed the entire time... Oh, okay. So wait, this one is facing the right direction. Yes, this one's already facing the right direction, but these ones weren't. So really, we only had these 4 running. The rest of these weren't running. Okay, they should be running now, though. That will greatly increase how much water we're actually producing. Never mind. Okay, good. So now we should start seeing all of these run, which means this one won't run very often because the priority is to send the steam this direction instead. And so we've kind of replaced this one. But again, more water into the system. Very good thing. And I should now see this start to recover a bit. Starting to climb a little bit. Yeah. And most importantly, what I want to see climb is over here. Because I know it takes a while for the water to get to here. But we really need to see this stuff recover. And it looks like it is starting to recover now. This is full, almost full, and is full. So we will start to see these tanks begin to accumulate water now. That's what we wanted to see right there. Just getting more work in it. And we have capacity on the seawater side. We have capacity for a lot more of these. In addition, we also have some of these we can replace. So we have more steam as well. And all I really need to do is just simply upgrade this to get it to have even more steam, provided, of course, these two are upgraded as well. And now that we have a good supply of oil, I think we can afford to upgrade all of these. So that's what we'll do. Get everything upgraded. We should be generating even more depleted steam with that, as long as we can keep up with it on this side. These have to run constantly. That's the key. These have to run constantly. So as long as we're producing enough fuel gas, naphtha, etc., as long as we're able to generate enough water throughput through this, if these can run constantly, and that means all 6 of these can run constantly, which means hopefully that means we can then output more steam that way. I don't think I want to auto balance these anymore because I'm kind of depending on it for water now as I replace things. And so, yep, I think that's good to go. And actually, because of the output of steam here, I have to do the math and see how much we can actually process. But I'm pretty sure now if this is running constantly, then this should now start to run constantly. And since it's not a priority anymore, that means both of these will start running constantly. I wish I could do numerical priorities like priority 1, 2, 3, etc. I really wish I could do that because then I could say only run if you need to on this one, and it wouldn't require both of these to be equal weight, right? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now, the other thing we could do on this side, if I'm going to expand this to more of them, and I have room, of course, to add more here, I could get rid of the bridge. That means no trucks this way, which is kind of a detriment to my fuel supply on this side. But one of the things I could replace it with is a bridge here and then a bridge here. And then rather than having this be above the coal line at that point, I could then put it beside and put another bridge here. And that way the fuel supply kind of goes around like that, but it can at least get in here. The other thing I could do, which I'm not going to, but one thing I could also do is just remove this tank. Just get rid of it because people can drive in here anyway, right? And so I could just get rid of this and say that if you want to refuel the ship, you have to go through the mine. I haven't done that yet, of course, but once the stuff is flattened down and we start digging into it, then that's something I will do. Speaking of digging into it, it looks like we're, I think we're maybe a little bit too close to the edge on that side. I'm going to pull that back just a little bit, and then let's get rid of some of this. I think maybe this shouldn't be too close, but I'm just going to make sure we don't flood the damn thing, because this game is kind of finicky with that. Like right here, this might be too close. You know, the game likes to just flood you without you even really knowing. In my testing for mining anyway, when I was doing the mining guide, it's the number of times I flooded the damn thing. When I would be 2 full squares away from the edge and didn't matter. It's gonna flood now. So that's why I'm basically just like staying really far back, is because I know what will happen. I've seen it happen. And yeah, I don't know, actually. I have never tested this. Some people recommended it, which is why I'm doing this, which is why I filled in all of this. People recommended if I fill this in, then it won't flood from this side if I mine it this way. I don't actually know that, which is why which is why I've done this. So we've filled it in over on this side now. So can we mine this way? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. That's what we're gonna do. So I should be able to now mine all this iron, at least up to about here. You would think that this is safe, right? To do it this far. And there's iron over here now too. So we should be able to get there according to the game. But you'll see I will revert this, of course. This is a test. So if this floods, I will revert. But I've filled this in now. And so if we dig this direction, does it flood? That's what we wanted to find out, right? So that's what we're going to do. I also need to dig this out so that I can complete this wall and then keep digging down. But they have a lot more iron to go on this side too, so it's fine. All right, let me real quick see how our water's doing. That's what I wanted to see. Yay, water is filling. Good. Okay, fixed it. Good. I do have household goods. The household good module, I have all 3 of these selected for get extra unity. And to make sure that we stay on point with that, I'm going to do this. So the math that I've worked out for this is that my benefit per month for adding that extra, this doesn't cost me anything, right? That's the important thing. This doesn't cost me any unity, but it gains unity by allowing my unity given to be increased by 20% for all of them. That 20% from this is equal to much more than the 0.25 that it cost me to boost one of these. And that boost keeps this active. So I'm able to boost this one and keep the supply necessary for household goods to have all 3 of those selected. And I can produce now more than 100 units, and that will keep this full. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just basically give that a trade, right? We're going to say, you know, cost me more household goods to bring it to 97, but then we boost this one to bring our total production above 100. And then that allows us to good net positive there. I like it. What else can I do? What else can I do to get started? I do want to get started on my overall plan of having 2 colonies. And I've been thinking about like where I want to do that at. I'm thinking the town's going to be on the beach. What I was thinking, like sort of intertwining the 2 series before. Right? We had a town on the beach before, right, for beta. So I was thinking about putting the town right here on the beach, since it's not in the way of anything. But this is going to take a lot of flattening for starters, because this stuff is actually pretty high up. You can see the level here, it's plus 11. There's so much sand on this. And so like to put a town on this, I don't know about that. So now I'm leaning more towards putting it here, but there's another problem with putting it here. Exactly where my water is. And I don't really want to put it on top of my water either, but it's not a bad deal to put, you know, your farms and everything local to close to the water supply. So what I'm ultimately leaning towards now is kind of like a middle ground. So instead of putting it on the beach, instead of putting it here, I'm thinking about putting it right here and just sort of having it border this little iron area. The other solution is to just have the town be right over here, but that's not separated enough for me, okay? I want it to be kind of like the 2 sides, right? We've got the side over here, which is very developed, and then I want another side to be over here. I don't want it to be here. Like, this is two halvesies on this. I want it to be full commit. And so I'm thinking, like, maybe I could even put it way over here. So it's closer to the coal, and I still think the beach is the best place to put it, though. Just from I don't know, like you would want to put it on the beach. Everyone would want to put it on the beach, right? So I'm thinking about it. What I might do is add the civilization, add the colony, whatever, and be a really small one to start, because I don't want to have like a lot of people die because they don't have the stuff hooked up. But what I might do is just like add a couple in this area just to get people going here for our capacity wise. I can also upgrade these two, and this might be the better solution, is to upgrade these three. Sorry. If I upgrade these three, then I have the people to expand, and then I can just start with production over here and start with sand and start mining the sand out, basically to clear the way for the colony. And maybe that's what I do. So if I was to, for example, go in and say, okay, I want this whole thing to be +2 from here. All right, I want everything to be +2 at this point. And so if I marked this as a +2 area like this, it would take an enormous amount of time to get that down to +2. And now it's going negative. That's not at all what I want. What the heck? Going on there? What are you doing, game? Trying to drown me? Huh? Yeah, looks like you're trying to drown me. What the heck you doing? Border +2. Yep, like this. And then now you're doing the same thing again. I think what it does is it like lifts it up. The mining tools are a bit wonky. They will snap to the level adjacent, but if you start, like doing this, like I can't even get down to +2 right now, right? It's just too far down from the land. And then if I go up against this, it's going to go however many presses I did below. It will do that on the border too. So it's kind of weird. So if you already have everything marked, don't hit Q or E. Just slap it against the edge and it'll do it. But it acts a little bit funny that way. But like, do you know how long it would take to do this? I mean, this would take an insanely long time. That's a lot of sand digging right there, and I just don't have the patience for that much sand digging, I don't think. Not to mention we have to do our underground pipes. Kidding, we don't need to do that anymore. We are gonna have pipes though running from this side to that side. I'm not going to do them underground, although that would be pretty epic, wouldn't it? To have, let's say, a water pipe and maybe even wastewater. Hell, you could have all the wastewater processing happen over there too. But we have like multiple pipes going from here underground this way and then just under the beach, right? And we just kind of go underneath all the way up to here. And then we pop them out, or maybe over here, right? We keep them underground as we go like this. We pop it over here, and it just pops up and says hello, and then works its way over and gets into this area. What a bunch of work for no reason, right? So there's ideas, right? But what I really wanted to accomplish today was just to add more water into the system, because we are a little short on it. And so I think we've accomplished what we set out to do here. I don't have any priorities on this side, so it's going to draw from both, and it looks like maybe I'm a little bit short here, but I'm a little bit long on this side, so that works. And it's looking to me like everything's running fine. It looks like the steam also went into here. It's going to go into this too. The depleted steam will eventually hit into this, and then it will trigger and fire. So yeah, we can add more. I have room. As long as this thing is going off, that means I have room for more of these. So we can add more water that way. But I think I'm going to leave this video a little bit shorter than usual, because you guys are crazy with long videos all the time, and I just need a break. Okay. No, I need to play another game. There's another game I want to get in on. So thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. In case you guys wanted an update on the chicken situation, here you go. Chickens are there, right? They're doing pretty well. I have one full farm and one empty paused farm. That's what I can handle right now, right? It was always an experiment on how much can we handle, and that's what we can handle right now. What I need to do is I need to get more resources kicked this way for animal feed. And I'm thinking that's where soybeans can kick in. For fuel, I also now have canola unlocked, which is great. So we can start with getting cooking oil, and that with ethanol is a decent source of fuel. It still depends on ethanol, which is demanding on corn. So like I still need more corn farms and such, but I can now utilize all of this space for those extra farms. All right, a little bit there, right? The only problem is seawater pumps. They have to be down here, and they can't be up here. I cannot place any seawater pumps over here. It's too high. It won't work. But I can do the tall ones over here. They will work. The short ones don't. There's not enough. Whoa. Okay, hang on. Well, I take that back. The short ones will somehow work. That doesn't make any sense. Those pipes are not touching the water. That doesn't make any sense. But it does let me do that, which is very surprising. I didn't see that happening. But we're going to do the tall ones right there. That one's absolutely going down into the water. Yeah, maybe it is touching the water. I don't know. Let's get down low and see this. Hang on. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It just doesn't look like it's touching the water, but maybe it is. Maybe my perspective. Nope, it's definitely not my perspective. That should not work. That is absolutely too tall to reach the water. I'm sucking air there, okay? Not water. But we'll use the tall ones, and we can get more desalination going there too. We can set up additional power reserves as well, because of course we're going to be pulling in lots more resources, like the coal that's over here, right? We're going to get the coal going through from this, and then I need to get over here, and this colony is going to be responsible for us getting gold to be mined. And then we'll have a port on this side, and we'll basically just start playing on this side is pretty much how it will work. Everything will be running smoothly over here, and everything will be working a-okay. They'll start dumping over here more to keep that land bridge going, and everything will just flow so that we can then begin to build over here instead. And that's also where we'll be making up a lot of our, like, say, for example, maintenance. People have said you don't have enough maintenance for this stuff. We absolutely do. It's very easy to do because the maintenance that we set up on that side of the island with all those resources, that is island-wide. Maintenance is island-wide. So if there's ever a deficiency over here, the other side got us covered, right? So that's where we become a lot more resilient for the end game, which is, of course, nuclear power and microchips and all that stuff. So lots to do. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. So much more to build. This game just keeps you going. We probably have like 20 more videos. Probably. I don't know. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.